Welcome to this new video where we are going to learn all the iPhone gestures. I am making this video mainly for people who are coming from an older Android because honestly in the latest Androids, regardless of the brand, they have been adopting iPhone gestures because they are quite intuitive. To begin with, what should I do if I wish to access an application? For instance, I open it and desire to return to the home screen, or I want to navigate back to my app home screen. Well, down here, this small white bar will appear and sometimes it might not be visible, but don't worry, the gesture still functions. You simply swipe upward swiftly and it automatically directs you to the home screen. Here, I have all the applications and I can navigate among them, and there's even a nifty trick. Well, it's not exactly a trick, just a method to navigate more effortlessly. When, for instance, I talk or open multiple apps, merely by swiping this bar to the right, I can return to the app I had opened previously. So, as you can observe, I can be navigating among apps. For example, observe here, I'll be navigating between these two, which were the last ones I opened. And if I swipe to the right again, notice this. Notice this, there's a WhatsApp app that I won't display because it's a private chat. But anyway, another feature that was just enabled is when you swipe that bar downward, just a bit down, it creates this tool to manage the phone with one hand. By swiping like this, for instance, imagine I have it like this with one hand, so when I swipe downward, everything becomes more accessible with one hand to navigate, and it's simply by swiping this white bar downward as you see there, and an arrow appears in the middle indicating that the screen is split in two. So, well, do we already have these initial gestures here? Now, another gesture, how do I access the menu, the quick menu here on the iPhone? Well, when we are on an iPhone with a notch, the display is divided between the right side and the left side where the time is displayed and where the Wi-Fi, battery status, etc. are shown. Well, what transpires in this specific scenario if you do not have a notch on your device? Don't be troubled. It operates similarly on both the left and right sides. Just bear in mind that at each corner of the device, when we swipe from the upper right corner, the menu will appear where we can enable Wi-Fi, activate airplane mode, enable mobile data, activate Bluetooth, lock the screen orientation, share with a TV, or something akin. Well, we have a variety of options here. So this is how we enable this menu, but if we prefer not to access this and instead wish to view notifications, we swipe from the upper left corner and we will be able to see all the most recent notifications we have received and even see the current time and date. And here is the option to enable the flashlight if you wish to. To activate it, just press and hold for a brief moment and then release, and automatically, as you can observe in the background, it illuminates because the flashlight is on. To deactivate it, it's not merely a tap, because if you tap it, as you can see, it won't activate. You have to press and hold, release, and it automatically enables. The same applies to the camera icon. If we wish to open it with just a tap, we won't be able to. Simply press and hold, release, and the camera opens. And that's it for now with several gestures, but don't worry, as this video progresses, there will be more gestures and more specialized ones. These are just the basics for now. Now, how do we open something we're very accustomed to on Android, which is how to open recent tabs when we open different applications? Well, it's as simple as from the bottom where the white bar used to be, we press and swipe to the center, and there the various recent applications will automatically appear, and I can even close them if I wish to. But let's repeat this because some individuals have trouble with this. It's not just swiping like this and that's it, because as you can see, the apps won't open. It's swiping and remaining in the center for a moment and they will automatically appear. As you become more familiar with these gestures, it will become more intuitive and straightforward, believe me. A quick recommendation here, we are quite familiar with habitually closing applications on Android to free up RAM. On the iPhone, the optimization process is slightly different and I do not recommend closing all the applications. Firstly, because it is somewhat tedious, and secondly, because you would actually be affecting the system since it operates more efficiently by retaining things in the cache. Undoubtedly, when you open an application, it is significantly faster if it is already preloaded. For instance, I opened this application, allowed it to load, done. Now I will close it, return to the home screen, and when I reopen it, as you can observe, it loads rather quickly. But what occurs if I swipe up and simply close it, then return, wait for it to load, and go back into it? As you can see, the application reloads and has to start loading everything anew, which is inconvenient for the iPhone and causes applications to load slower, so avoid doing it. Now, the subsequent option, how to call Siri if we have not enabled it yet, well, Situated here on the right side, we have the phone's lock button. If I press it once, it will evidently lock the phone. If I press it once more, it unlocks, requests Face ID, and I unlock it by simply swiping upward. This lock button is not solely for locking, it also functions to summon Siri. How do we accomplish that? Let's hold the button down for a few seconds, and as you can observe, Siri is now activated and attentively listening to me at this precise moment. When it moves in this manner, it's because it's actively listening to my voice, so let's cancel it. We'll press it once more and say hello. Let's see. Hello Siri. Well, now it's responding to me and it just inquires how it can be of assistance. If you haven't configured it yet, it will prompt you to set up your voice with Siri to enable it. From there, you simply say hey Siri and it will commence activating. In this instance, it didn't activate because I didn't say it correctly, but by simply calling it, you'll be able to converse with her. Another reason why numerous individuals opt to purchase an iPhone is due to the convenience offered by Apple Pay, which enables you to add a card to activate the Apple Pay feature. You simply double tap the lock button, and as you can observe, it promptly requests my Face ID and displays my card, which I have registered here. If you do not possess any card, it will prompt you to set up your initial card by entering the numbers. In the future, I'll provide you with a video on how to add cards to Apple Pay, but for now, that's the way it functions. When we double tap, it will request us to enter either the PIN or our Face ID. I've already entered the Face ID and it instructs to hold it near the reader. So to make a payment somewhere, we just need to bring it close to the terminal or platform as it's referred to in your country, and the payment will automatically be processed. To exit, we know to swipe up, and as you can see, we're back to the beginning. Now, how exactly do we capture a screenshot on an iPhone device? This process is quite similar to that on an Android device, although on Android, with certain companies and brands, there's an option to swipe backward or use 3 fingers to swipe downward. On an iPhone, it's simply the same lock button we have here combined with the volume up button on this side. You might not notice it much because my case is black, but you just give it a quick tap, meaning you press and release both, and as you can observe, a screenshot is automatically generated. You can tap here to perhaps edit it, draw on it, erase things, whatever you desire. Once you've completed all this, you can tap this little button at the top right to send it, or simply tap the trash can to delete the screenshot you captured. Now, one particular thing you might encounter a significant amount of trouble with is powering down the iPhone. I don't dare, how exactly do I power it off? Because on an Android device, it's typically done by pressing this button, holding it down, and it powers off. However, in the scenario of the iPhone, it doesn't function in that manner, and all it does is activate Siri. So to power it off, we're going to press and hold the lock button, the one on the right side, plus the volume down button, not the up one, the down one. We'll hold it down for a few moments, and what it will do is bring up the option for an SOS call, which is for emergencies, medical data, or directly slide this button to power it off. If I slide this, the phone will automatically power down. Now, if we desire to power off our phone and let's say the touch doesn't function for us to slide, we'll do the following. It's like a quick trick. First, we'll quickly press the volume up button once and release it, press it and release it, then the down button, the volume down button, press it and release it, and then without letting go, we'll press the power button to restart it. So observe this. First, as I mentioned, volume up, release it, volume down, release it, and hold down the iPhone's power button without letting go. We have to keep it pressed until it automatically powers down. As you can see, it powered down, and we'll keep it pressed until it powers off. The Apple logo appears, which is this one here, and then it automatically restarts the iPhone so that you can restart it in case of any issue you might be experiencing at the moment. Once it powers on, it will definitely request your Face ID and PIN because since it restarted, it needs to verify your identity. Now, the last quick gestures are simply for sliding between different screens. We just slide from one side to the other. If we have different app screens, we'll be pressing, for example, this DX, which is now Twitter, which is now X rather, and we move them over here to one end to reorganize all our apps, and we place them somewhere, and then we click OK. If we want to move multiple apps simultaneously, we'll have one app pressed and we'll select several, and what we do is move it to another screen by simply moving here, waiting for it to change to the other screen and release, and automatically all the apps appear there. And basically here are all the fundamental gestures to manage your iPhone, to handle it, power it off, restart it, capture screenshots, and use it 100%. Of course, there are perhaps more advanced options like transferring photos without needing to enter an app and attach photos, but simply dragging them from one side to another. But those are more specific things. In this case, These are the general gestures to use our iPhone, and here you would have all the options to manage it correctly and use it 100%. If you want any other gesture, leave it in the comments section and I'll bring it in the future.